I'm back, and now the table looks quite colorful. Just a beautiful sight to see all of these colors next to each other and shapes. You can see it now much better, the difference in size and the shape. And also it shows how much easier it is to ripen figs in good weather, hot, sunny weather. And it shows that the quality of figs did not suffer. Only a couple of these had a little bit of a damage at the asti or the eye on the scales. Fico Giallo, that one had it because it had such a large opening. And which one else? Here is Crete. All the rest looking just beautiful. And now I am looking now some of those for the first time. And one particularly I am very impressed, and it is this black manzanita. This is just a beautiful fig to see. So dark. I love this dark red purple pulp. And this one, I think it rivals or maybe even exceeds the darkness of Galicia Negra. And Ponte Tresa, the one that I had, also had a quite dark purple color, but this one I think is even darker. It just has more purple all the way through the skin, all the way to the top of the skin. Just unbelievable. What a great variety. I would grow this variety only for looks. And I know that it will taste very, very good. But let's go from the top and see all of these varieties separately. Oh, and I did one change here. One of the varieties did not ripen properly, Beall. And I kind of assumed that this one could happen here. It's just not ripe. It is also spongy. So I replaced this one with this small mouth Etna unknown. At first I thought not to include it, but now why not to take a spot. So now again we have 32 varieties here on the table. Let's go from the top again and take a look at Perconis, Greek variety, Bordeaux type. It looks nice, and unfortunately I will not be able to taste these varieties. It's now very late, or I should say early in the morning, so I would not be able to sleep. Perhaps I'll maybe have one or two, we'll see. Montenegro, and again it looks nice. We'll see if we will have enough sugar. As usual, this variety usually is not sweet enough, but we'll see this year if it will improve. Hardy Chicago. This is the way that I love Hardy Chicago, when it's very ripe. And they can even dry up a little bit on a branch. This one already had a very dry stalk, but this one is extremely also sweet. Just great, very rich berry flavor, dark berries. And next to it, they look almost identical, Tacoma Violet. And this is the first time for me to see Tacoma Violet. And they look identical. So I assume that the taste also will be very, very similar. Next, Laradec. Brown turkey. Looks nice. But again, this one also does not have that intense red that I had in one of the figs last season, but it should be good tasting. Tina, what a beauty. Excellent honey type. I do not have many honey type figs in my collection. Actually, only two that I have that are really true honey type. This one and it's too late now. My brain is works slowly. Peter's honey, but I really like Tina. Very productive. Every fig that ripens on this tree is perfect. Black Greek. Again, very small, but these are like bombs that explode once you taste them. Very sweet, in high 30s, 40 even approaching, or maybe even exceeding. Again, these are all, again, a Mount Etna type. And now 7 Lakes, which I consider to be, or assume to be, Celeste. Again, very, very intense berry flavor in Celeste if it's left to ripen to the point of drying, like this one here. Very intense and different than Mount Etna in flavor, that it's more, the flavor is more bright, more raspberry tones instead of dark berries. Excellent variety. For the first time, now I know what the Crema di Mora looks like. And this one is pollinated. I could possibly remove the seeds, but the Capri fig was not persistent, so I'm not gonna do that. But it looks very nice. Quite red, burgundy, purple. Not as much as black manzanita, but no other fig is. But looking very nice. Perhaps I will taste this one. Joie Rouge, Rogue. That one also. It looks very, very dry on the inside, but it is ripe. So we will see. And this one had pleasantly surprised me this year, Savanac Noir. Very, very good, very rich, very complex flavor on this variety. Fantastic, absolute winner. It has a very thick, jammy pulp. Just a great, not a big fig, but very, very flavorful. Now, Izmir. I'm surprised by the looks, but I think that this one now for sure is not pollinated. So it did the ripened and it's now more amber pink in looks. So I do have another fig on this tree that's pollinated, 1 or 2, so we will see the difference next time. Another very, very good Adriatic type, Harry's Crete. And this one is quite large. I assume that this one is pollinated, but not sure. I will have to check. I do have, however, for sure some that I will review individually, the ones that are pollinated. Perhaps this one is not, but it looks very nice, very, very, probably the reddest, bright red of all of these varieties on the table on this Harry's Crete. And one of my favorites here, as if you can have more than one favorite, La Bourgeois. Again, this variety is absolute fantastic in flavor and looks very nice also. This one is quite ripe, so then kind of loses the beauty, I would say, from the outside. But inside, this is very rich, concentrated flavor, berry flavor, very complex. You can see that the skin is beginning to dry on this one. Excellent variety. And again, Césac, now we can see it here. So my Césacs that I have tasted, and I did several of these in the last week, and they looked, when they are more ripe than this one here, and they were smaller, they were looking more like my Hardy Chicago. They're dry, deep red. Now this one here does look more juicy, jammy. You can see that, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a pooling of fig honey in the cavity. It's a small cavity. It looks nice. And now I would assume that this one in flavor would be more similar to Smith, as many have said. And again, the first time that I will taste Ischia Black. It looks beautiful. Quite a large cavity there, but very ripe. Should be very sweet. Deep red burgundy color. I can see even some purple through the skin. Let's go on the bottom here. Fico Giallo. Again, this one also has some fig honey in the cavity there. You can see it on the left side. Quite a large eye. It did begin to split. That's why I had picked this one. But with the rest of them, I will try to keep them as much as possible on a tree. This one was pollinated. That's why it did grow drastically compared to the non-pollinated figs. Probably more than double, maybe 3 times larger than the other ones on a tree. And maybe I should pay attention to the pollination, if I can adjust maybe how much I'm injecting into the figs. Let's see here, this one, Preto, proven, and it still holds that drop of fig honey at the eye on the right side. You can see it at the bottom. It looks beautiful. Just beginning to dry. The skin is quite hard on this one. It looks beautiful, and this one should have more acidity. The one that I tasted recently did have also that, so more complex. This one, again, new variety for me. I was quite anxious to see what it will look on the inside and outside, and was comparing it to my Bass's favorite fig. So I did already reviewed Bass's favorite fig, and I have many videos on it, so then I will compare them. I still have many figs on this tree, and I will give you my thought on this, of how similar these are. But they are very similar, I can tell you that right now. But looks beautiful. Full, no cavity whatsoever. Nice color, very ripe. Here, first time, again for me, Col de Dama Roja. I did have, again, this one previously, but was not in this perfect condition. Deep red, purple, burgundy, I should say, maybe more. Just a beautiful looks. Even more purple than Col de Dame Blanc or Noir. You can see it there. And it reminds me more in color of Col de Dama Bordisotenka. That's another one that's really good, but I did not have it ripe at this point. Already actually had finished, maybe 1 or 2 left on a tree. I did make a review of that one, but this one should be really good. Perhaps I should taste this one. Col de Dame Blanc. You can see now how bright red this is, mixed with very bright burgundy. Just a beautiful and also delicious Col de Dame Noir. A little bit darker, but the flavor is absolutely just delicious. This is the variety that I had first time tasted the vanilla in it, and I do have many varieties that have that. Ponte Tresa is one also. Very, very complex flavor in this Col de Dame Noir. Again, back to Black Manzanita. This one perhaps I'm most impressed by the looks. I did not expect that it's going to be this dark, but it is when it's fully ripe. Again, here small Saint Rita, and it will be very flavorful. Usually when they are smaller, the concentration of the sugars is higher, since there will be less moisture to be diluted. Gambino, again, amber looking, but perhaps, just like previously, did not develop enough sugars, and this variety is the best when pollinated. Hopefully I will have one to taste and confirm that. BI 39 looks very nice. This one I thought would be more like Mount Etna, like Hardy Chicago. However, here it does not show that deep red. Perhaps if I had left it on a tree for a little bit longer so it's more dry, will darken up like Hardy Chicago, but I assume it is a similar flavor. Black Zadar, now you can see it here, how it looks like. It has a very nice mix of colors inside, red, purple, and burgundy, and amber, and pink, all of them. It is a sweet, it has a very nice texture, kind of soft, kind of more like a cakey or creamy. Good when it's ripened to the fullest, to the as long as you can keep it on a tree. And this variety does need more dry weather. It has large opening on the eye. LSU purple, now you can see it. It's called purple for the color on the outside. Inside it is amber, a little bit of a pinkish. Sometimes I did find some that were more red inside. Again, this one is unknown, Mount Etna, and I had it for a long time. So I'm including it here. It looks very similar in taste to, or feels like, to Hardy Chicago, but the leaves are a little bit different. They don't have that typical leaf pattern of Hardy Chicago. Let's see here. Nero 600. I do love this variety also. Very rich black mulberry or figgy flavor in this one. Again, good in a rainy climate. This one is very prolific, and I do like it. Again, this one is a Nero 600, but from the other tree that I was naming unknown, but looks very similar to Nero 600. And the last one is the Campaniere, perhaps the juiciest of all. Always has a nice pooling of fig honey in the cavity there. Both honey tones and some berry, but predominantly honey in my Campaniere. Very light berry flavor, but nice sweetness, very sweet. It can be very, very sweet. And with this, we are finished with all of these varieties. Let me just taste a couple of these, just so I can tell you what I think about ones that I had never tasted before. And I have to go to Black Manzanita. This one must be tasted. I don't care if I can sleep now. It looks beautiful. Let's see. Wow, this is amazing. Well, I did not even doubt that it will taste very rich. This is very similar to my best Galicia Negra, very, very rich in both figgy and berry, dark berries, blueberry, blackberry. Those are predominantly that I'm tasting in this one. Very thick honey. It is so sticky, and perhaps it's gonna stain my fingers just like the other figs that have very dark pulp. This is great variety. Black manzanita is here to stay. Let's do another one that I've been, yes, called the Dama Roja. All right, first time. Really good looking, called the Dama Roja. Very nice, very rich, chewy skin, very chewy. I like that. Nice texture. Different taste than Col de Dame Blanc and Noir. It's more sweet, not as much acidity. Or very slight in the pulp. Very nice. Who's next? I said I'm not gonna taste it now, I'm tasting it, so. Oh, Calderona, of course. All right. Let's see. Okay. This one is not as intense as the one that I tasted first, but I will wait for the rest of them to be dry. This one was quite large. I'm assuming that the smaller ones would be sweeter. But again, very, very good. Very nice tasting. I'm not gonna eat this second half. Let's have more. Okay, now I can stop. All right, what's next? Césac. I have to do that one. This one is more juicy. Okay, so this Césac did not have as much sweetness as the one that I had tasted first, but also very nice berry flavor. And how about this Kia Black? I have to for the first time. All right, let's. Okay, nice, rich and complex, but this one can be even sweeter, I assume. Just from the stalk I can see that it's green, so I will be able to develop even more sugars on this fig by leaving it longer on a tree, but it's great. And I think I had enough. I will plate this up, and then I will taste it. You know what, I'll just have a Savanac Noir. This is an excellent variety. Wow, so intense, very complex berry flavor, nice balance of sweetness and acidity, excellent variety. And one just for the end. Let's do the La Bourgeois. I love pronouncing that name. I pretend that I know French. Wow. This one could be the sweetest of all. Let's have some fun. Now that I started, I have to finish it. Let's test the Just La Bourgeois for the sugar and see how close I can be on this one. This one is very sweet. I would say that it is 38 to 39, 40 even. But let's see. It is calibrated. So we're gonna do measurement to take a Brix and see how sweet it is. To my taste buds, this one tastes the sweetest of all tonight. And also, not only sweet, it is very, very rich berry flavor. Looking for my knife? Okay, got it. And you can see how thick this pulp is. Every time when I see a skin that gets this almost neon looking yellow green rind on the inside, I know that the sugar content percentage will be very high in this fig. And the skin is sweeter. In some measurements with the other varieties, I found that it was up to 5%, 5-6% sweeter, and that's when the skin was still moist enough so that I could extract enough of the juiciness and for measurement. So let's see. Okay, I feel brave today. I'm gonna say 40. Okay. Okay, now you see it. Just want to make sure that you do see it here. And now let me take a look. And oh, even higher. It is 41.5, and I'm always adding now half to a full percent because I'm using the whole pulp with the seeds. So it would be 42.5. Wow, very sweet. I knew it. The sweetest tonight. And also very, very good flavor. Alright guys, that's it for me. It's early in the morning now. And I can prove it to you here. Let's see, what time is it? 4:15 in the morning. And I did this for you. I think I deserve a like. And I never say this, but you decide. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I know it's long, but I did enjoy it. I am tired, but it was worth it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.